Alright, so Hassan dashes away, and next one are the wolves here, who start following Erwin and Emir. It is a very dark night, and this huge white wolf is in front of you, Farsight. You see that you have a mortal enemy to face, and you are just about to do it. So the wolf will then try and bite you again. You see, though, that the darkness that it's used, the spells that it's used, is starting to make it disappear a bit into the fade. You see that it's becoming more and more ethereal, and it's almost as if it's about to fade into the night sky. It might just be your vision, though. You are very hurt.
Yeah.
But no.
Okay, well, from the look of things, this is going really, really bad.
It is 22 damage.
It's fine, you take it down. So, describe how you finally kill your long adversary.
The wolf has tried to possess him, fast and roared and pulled his spear right through the body of the wolf and ripped out through the heart, and then he twisted his spear so that it opened the chest with bones splattered around, and the guts is pouring out the wolf, almost raising the wolf up in there, but it's too heavy, and then instead pulling the spear out and getting from the gashing large wounds, the blood is pouring over Farsight.
Awesome. So this ancient body, this ancient spirit, is dead. You have brought down the white wolf that has been terrorizing Moorhal for a long time now, and this wolf in general has been known throughout Vengard for eons, though it seems like you have been fated to take it down. After all, it seems like you are a member of the wolf clan, and wolves are something that you understand. Hassan, you quickly turn around and you notice this white wolf release one last deafening howl, this one pained and made with great effort. The blackness rushes out of this creature's mouth, and it dissipates up into the night sky, making the black sky above you seem even darker, dimming the white light of the moon even further. It's almost as if you can hear some sort of whispering at the back of your head, and as you look at the wolf, it contorts and it twitches as this energy leaves its body, and then it is left, again, just a simple vehicle, a body, on the ground as it was during its original birth. You have freed the spirit from within this wolf, and you are done with the combat. It is a black night around you, and you are hurt. You hear the pained sounds of someone thrashing in, pain. And
Well,
Hassan probably decides at this point that it would be wise to actually return, seeing as to how the fight is over and the wolves seem to be running away.
yeah, I was gonna say, considering how far I was guessing I was at that point, if I should make a perception check to see, or an intelligence check to see.
No, it's
Yeah.
fine. You realize this.
Okay, so
Farsight,
let's just say it's like I'm coming up cautiously to that. Well, I'm just like looking at the bodies and everything, and I'm like,
Yeah. The other wolves, have they already ran away?
Yeah, they
basically?
ran
Or
away.
are they still chasing Erwin?
one time more.
you said
Sorry,
that the
guys.
white wolf disappeared, right?
Its body is here, but whatever was animating it disappeared into the night sky.
So I come up. I slowly approach the body and I use my spear to poke
Don't
it.
touch it! I scream at him, don't touch it!
Did you? I can't believe you managed to slay this thing.
Whoever you are, coward, running away, coming here, and then touch this savage corpse. What kind of person are you?
I'm the
Then
the person with the elderberry balm.
Well, this is a Norman, fearsome one, huge Northman in pure armor. How say, yellow, golden, not. For fuck's sake, help me, man.
Blonde hair?
blonde. Yeah, what happened to my head? Blonde hair, long blonde hair, and he has a broken bone helmet, and he bends down and it stabilized after some attempts. It seems he's his Shadowmite fellow. Ray, you are
Okay.
stabilized.
Okay.
Then
You're talking amongst yourselves with the sun about to come up on the horizon eventually in a couple of hours. You hear some relatively familiar sounds that every resident of Vengard has heard several times for sure. The sound of a scavenger. If you'd like to roll me Lord to know more about what a scavenger is, then I'd be happy to help you with that.
no. We don't want to have scavenger on our ass.
Husan is relatively new to the region, so he doesn't really know.
I know nothing.
I'll roll
I am all.
lore, I guess. if
Yeah,
that's a
I'm
thing.
also
Which I
haven't been here the longest, so I'm just confused
so-
as to what I'm hearing.
Farsight must know somewhat about the scavenger, right?
I hope so.
Farsight exclaims, "The scavengers, they're coming for the rotten corpses. Let's leave it here fast. Then we feast on the corpses here. Let's move."
Yeah, let's
That sounds like a good idea.
finally.
We've got everything we need from here.
Okay, so I've added
Finally
the
rest.
Awesome, sorry. I've added the scavenger creature to the animals and actors tab. You can read more about it there. And
Ooh.
then you leave off back towards Moorhal.
Yes.
It is a very dark night and it's getting extremely cold. Some of you might start shivering, except of course,
Farsight.
the Norman, Farsight, who doesn't seem to be much affected by this. And you see more walls in the distance as you approach.
Yeah.
This is going back to town, right?
Yes.
Okay.
So
Fantastic.
as we're walking, I note to Farsight, you know, my friend is also a Norman. You might get along with him. He's a hunter.
Who is talking to me?
Who's
Me?
talking to Farsight?
Yes. Who is your friend called?
Kavlar. You might have seen him, but we're both relatively new around these regions.
It would be good to meet him to see what kind of spirit he has.
He tells them to like look around because we kind of got separated around here as we're heading back. We might run into him.
I'm most confident that he can handle himself. So let's head back to Moorhal.
He can.
And you enter Moorhal, making your way past the city gates and being greeted by sleepy guards with their halberds in their hands. You make your way onto Moorhal's muddy streets and up towards the direction of possibly either the Daring Hill, the center of town, the upper quarter, or perhaps Harding's shop. It is a sleepy day in Moorhal. After all, it is very early in the morning, and most of the doors have been closed and shutters, and there are some dogs wandering the streets and barking and chickens clucking, but there's not many men to be seen.
I think we should go. Seek out Lord Sayer straight away before word gets out.
Yes, but Farsight knocks hard on Harding's door. Don't, real hard.
You hear some sounds come from within, and then Harding's face shows up through one of the windows, one of the holes in the wall, rather. And he says, "It's a late night. What is it?"
Farsight says it's urgent. He shows the head of the wolf.
His head pops back in the house, and you hear some sound, and then eventually he opens the door to his house, and rubs his eyes. And then he looks over to you.
We have defeated the White Wolf.
Okay, so you retire to your rooms in the Triumphant Hero. Hassan already has a room here. You were, after all, involved in the hunt for the Shadow Beast, for the Lord of Moorhal, in whose town you are now, so you are familiar with the area.
I think actually before I go to sleep, I have to go find like a some place I can get my meat salted, because otherwise I'm going to be sleeping in a room with a bunch of rotting awful.
Our side.
Good. So you enter the Triumphant Hero, and you see Alember Burland's adopted boy over by the counter. He seems to be taking a look through some book, and he looks up to you and says, "Hey there, my pod's asleep right now, but I can take care of things. You need anything done?"
Just rooms for the night. We're fine apart from that.
Sure, let me just check the ledger here. Oh, I see you already have rooms, don't you? Your name was, I know Hassan there has one, but do you? What's your name?
You can call me Ray.
Whatever. If you don't, I'll write one up for you. Room 3, here's the key.
Thanks. So I toss him over the payment for the room. Chuck it on the counter.
Rutan points over his shoulder to Farside. I'll be paying for his room to Farside.
Alright, sure. And then he writes up something in his ledger, and then he takes 12 talents from Hassan.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm guessing you retire to your beds.
Yes, and again, Farsight snores aloud.
Dreams are eventful for all of you. Farsight's dreams chasing and being chased by a wolf in turn. Sometimes he feels as if he is a wolf, prowling through the dark night and hunting for prey. The smell, the metallic smell of blood always in his nose, always looking for the next kill. Then he remembers that he is Farsight in his bed, and then you see yourself from the exterior of your body twitching as you're trying to sleep. Hassan has a deep sleep as well, thinking of back home, thinking of all the money he could be making and all of the adventures he went through earlier that could have killed him. You're not much of a fighter, but it appears you might have to get your skills up to par. After all, you enjoy living. You have some dreams as well in which you are being chased by something, but you turn around and face them. Then Ray has dreams of darkness. You see nothing but darkness. Your sleep is so deep that you're not sure whether you dreamt at all, but then it did felt like a dream. Just simply a dream where you sat in a plane of darkness for hours and hours on end until you woke up. It was comforting, as always. And you see it is a good morning. You pack up your clothes and you brush your teeth with some twigs and you eat your share of rations or prepare for the meal downstairs, and then you walk over to the common room of the Triumphant Hero.
Ray. Oh my. That was... Nope. What was that?
Well,
What was that?
that's a full screen thing.
Farsight is looking for some fresh water to clean himself up. He hasn't done that for a long time.
Yeah, Hassan is doing the same after the gutting he had to do yesterday, but he was too tired for it.
So he goes to a river somewhere, or some ore. I mean, this small river in town. It is a small river in town, or
There's a brook.
yeah. Then he take off armor. He's remove everything. He's very large, strong man, and he has some tattoos, and he have scars of his body. He has only the breeches on him, and then the rest of the armor, gloves, he started to clean them up, and then he washed himself, and he's very careful of everything. He started to take care of his armor, mending and all things, and then he takes a moment for meditate. That is what he does. That is what Farsight is doing this morning.
Good. Farsight regains a luck point for spending time understanding his inner self.
Ray doesn't have time to go clean himself up or rest anymore. He gathers up the meat that he gathered the other day. And he knows that if he leaves this any longer, then he's not going to be able to. This is going to go off, and he's not going to be able to ensure that he has what he needs to survive. He doesn't want to go and have to be reliant to get food. And apart from this is mostly all he has. So he is going to go to. He's actually also going to go towards. I believe This town is sort of on the river that leads fairly close into the sea. Am I right?
There's no river that leads into the sea in Moorhal, but there's a small brook that does indeed lead from the mountains. It's a small trickle of a river, though, not a big one,
Okay.
as the river that passes through Onford or the town of Faring.
Okay. So anyway, he's gonna go towards the river and start up a fire there and attempt to hang the meats there to smoke them and preserve them. So he's sitting next to this fire, occasionally throwing damp grass and leaves on top of it to maintain the smoke. And he's sitting there and sort of meditating while he's next to this fire and warming himself up.
You enter the keep where you see there is a lot of activity. You see a lot of guards posted around doing their duty and standing upright, and you also see the big keep down the hall.
Asa stops at the big statue, looking at it.
There is a huge statue of the Water Lady in front of you, made by some sort of extraordinary white stone that you haven't seen before. You see that it has very fine features, and certain parts of her body are undulating as to make it seem like she's melting.
Actually, Farsight is looking around, and then it touched the body of the Water Lady. Just curiosity of the beautiful marble stone, but that could be really misunderstood.
The guard here looks at you and says, "Hey, take your hands off the goddess. That's blasphemy."
Husan lost himself. In Tenet, we learn to appreciate fine marble, but that might be a bit too much, my friend.
It is a beautiful work. If we had, this is all made in stone by hand, or is this magical? Or is perhaps, is this someone frozen to stone by magic? It is amazing. But the wolf god, amazing. Hey, what are you screaming about, God? Blasphemy. I can't see that. Touching a stone is not blasphemy. I don't understand you at all.
Oh dear.
San just gives Ray this look of
Is your one this oblivious?
These stone buildings. How many generations have must be work in order to make this? He looks around, looks at everything, details, touches everything, completely oblivious about the consequences.
You enter the hall, even though the guard puts a hand forward and says, "Hey, what are you?" And then you enter the hall and marvel at the beautiful cavernous hall in front of you, with exquisite stonework. You see a very bored lord standing on top of a throne here, his body slumped in the chair. He opens an eye slightly and he says, Sigifred?
I claim the bounty of the White Wolf.